I thought it would make it, you know, a little bit funky.
And what's this?
Jason and I are teaming up to help turn Sarah and Clinton's garden wasteland into an oasis, complete with a very unique revolving outdoor room.
I haven't been on a skateboard since I was 12.
Well, safe to say the base is definitely working. So now I can get on to building the rest of the structure. All right, so you can see here that I've made 3 frames. Basically, 2 of them are going to be for the walls. Third frame for the wall I'm going to build in place. Now, for the roof, I'm going to lay this down, I'll put some insulation in, and that basically is going to stop the heat from transferring through our ceiling and turning this pavilion into a hot box. But I am adding this foam insulation, and that's going to act as a moisture barrier. So any condensation that forms on the roof sheet will drop onto here and flow out our roof space. I'm going to staple it on and then batten it out, ready for the roofing.
Now, if you look around this space, there is a lot of paving and a lot of expense back in the day to do it. So rather than create a solid path which leads to the back of the house, I'm just going to lay steppers for a couple of reasons. You use less pavers, so there'll be more garden and more lawn. I think that's important. 2, saving money. And 3, it's a lot easier than paving. So when you put them out dry, you can have a good look at how your path's going to sit, and then you can go back and lay them on mud. Now, they're called Eurostone. The colour is Riverina. You can get 400 by 400s off the shelf, but the 400 by 600, special orders that. Down at Bunnings.
The colours for this pavilion are going to be bright and earthy. So for the inside, we've gone with outrageous red and red ochre. There's one thing I know, you won't be missing this pavilion. It'll be standing out like nothing else. And the reason I painted this before I put it on and nailed it upside down is for this reason. How good does that look? And I didn't have to cut in around anything.
Looks like Sarah's come out for a little sticky beat. Well, what do you think of it so far?
Oh, it's coming together nicely, looking good.
I like the steppers, how they go through the lawn. We're going to re-turf all of this area here. Now, what kind of garden do you think you'd like? Because I know what I've got in mind.
One with plants would be good.
Well, it's going to be very tropical.
I can't wait, and the kids are just going to love playing in the new garden, and I'm going to love relaxing in it.
Speaking of relaxing, next I'm off to my happy place. So we're shopping for plants. Now we're going for a tropical look. What's the first kind of plant that jumps in your mind? Palm trees, of course. The golden cane palms. They're just the basics that you can start with. You plant them against the fence, screen off the neighbours. And I'm going to get some of these as well. They're called fishtail palms or clustered fishtail palms. If you want to add colour, I reckon foliage is even easier than flowers because look at these cordyline. You've got beautiful dark burgundies, pinks, yellows and limes popping through. Mass plant these in the garden and you've got it all year round. 2 of my favourites in the rubra and the nigra. I don't think I've ever met anyone, including the most keen gardener, who says, oh, yeah, I love weeding. So how do you avoid weeding? You crowd them out. You put plants in like Xanadus. They've got these big leaves, so when the sun's shining down, the earth doesn't get much of the sun, keeping it cool, but also choking out the weeds. So I like to think of this little guy as a good-looking plant that's actually working for us.
Back at the house, we're making good progress. Now, because I've made this up in a modular system, we're ready to put it in place and get our pavilion together. Whew, better wait than that. Now that the walls are up and the roof is on, you can see what I was envisioning with this angled wall. Instead of it just looking like a square box, it now looks a little bit funky. You're definitely not going to miss this wall. And for the floor, we're just putting down some 18mm marine ply and I've gone over it with a decking stone. Because there's no wall across the front, to stop this opening from wobbling around, I'm just putting this timber up on an angle, which will brace it all together and make it nice and strong.
Next stop, outdoor furniture. I really like this round table, but if you mix and match, say something like the timber with this powder-coated chair, which is light and bright, I reckon it's a good look. And as an added bonus, because the steel's got that pattern in it, when you're jumping in and out of the pool in your Speedos, you're going to end up with a really cool pattern on your backside.
Now we're putting up this clear sheeting. Now, usually you would see it on a roof, but we're putting it on the wall. And the good thing about this is, in the winter when it's cold, you can aim this pavilion so it's facing the sun. But in the summer, you can turn it away from the sun, and because it's clear, it still gets the light inside.
What? You got to try before you buy. My mum said I was an angel when I was asleep. Well, this is super comfortable, so I reckon it'll go great in the little movable hut. As far as outside, next to our dining, I reckon the hammock in the shade of the trees will be perfect. Ads has got things under control. I'll get back there real quick.
I knew letting Jace out was a bad idea. Coming up a little later, with our tropical oasis coming to life, we go for a final test drive.
Danny's not so sure. And what do the homeowners think about their garden makeover?
A little bit different?
Wow.
What have you done with
Gosh.
that backyard? Where has it gone?